a certain way. This is someone who's extremely modest, kind, sweet. I didn't even talk before. That's how oppressed I was. It took me a long time to figure out how to use my voice. And here we have, you know, a landlord's name, family name, on a memorial. And yet I see him as guilty of setting me up to have all my human rights violated. I'm so not kidding. It's taken me 14 years to get to the point where I can even do this. I wish I had the ability. I was too overwhelmed, scared, intimidated, freaked out, PTSD'd in 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So this is how long it took me. And on top of that, you have to have enough money to have a camera. I would finally learn that you can get a really cheap camera off of, like from Walmart, $26, Vivitar, the cheapest one. It can be done. It would look, you know, grainy and shaky, which I had on my Philadelphia Walks PTSD. But it was a start. And then Christmas last year I purchased this GoPro, and that's all I needed, and it was on sale for like a Prime Day or whatever. So, anyway. Convention. Friends Select School. This is another building. They have the school on the opposite end of the block going west. So this is the Friends Center, but it's still part of the school. If I had kids and I had the money, I would want to send them to a school like this or similar. They do have scholarship programs for people who don't have the money and would prefer their kids have an education outside of the public sector quadrant or general society. General population. Because at least in Gainesville, Florida, and here, that's kind of what public school feels like. there's a billboard up here by Morgan & Morgan that says Size Matters. And that's a huge, chain of a law firm that originated because of a, tragic accident or severe accident at Disney World. So someone, for injury law side of things, that's how they are founded. I thought they were a I thought they were a Florida law firm, because I kept seeing their signs when I was in Florida for 2.5 years. Then I come back and I see them all over Philadelphia, all over the buses. But anyway, Size Matters refers to the change of the flag size on the Warwick. So the Warwick Hotel has usually has a big, gigantic, huge flying flag. But more recently, it put up this really tiny, tiny, tiny flag, American flag. I was like, what happened to the big flag? Let me run across the really quick. And I realized, Size Matters, that maybe the Warwick and that big show of police presence and escorting is really just a show. And they're showing through the puny, puny flag that this really isn't affiliated with the whole presidential election, or someone's being that sarcastic and saying that currently the flag is really tiny. I have no idea. But America's largest injury law firm, Size Matters. So we're over here on 15th. I want to get over to Broad Street. Then I'll start a new clip, because this is kind of spread out area here. I have a bunch of coins, and I looked up Coinstar to see if we still had any. The only one I can find is at the Giant store on Broad and Spring Garden. So hopefully they have it and that it works, because it's one of these things where, Pearl Street, free press. That's another one. It's actually like press for clothing. Should we run across really quick? It's hard to get around these here parts. It's a little dodgy and sketchy because it's an exit for Vine Street Expressway. So the exit is over here on Wood Street, Wood and Pearl. So, Would you? Some people see Wood as WOULD, and then Pearl, they probably go together. And there's Pearl Properties and Would you and Could you? Or should you? So if the city streets and the mapping could tell a story or be signaled to people higher up, what do they mean? Wanamaker? So there's the Wanamaker building, and it's very old school, like immature, so like a cheap cartoon from the 50s, So